Alright, greetings to all my lovely, soft, cute, shiny snail people. I call you shiny because ideally a snail's shell should be shiny, just like my hair. That's horrible. Nevertheless, let's continue. So, it's been another week. It's time for another episode of the Snaipple podcast. I initially expected to have a guest on this episode, but I guess I'm just gonna have it next week or wherever I want, really. Guests aren't important. It's my podcast, so I should be perfectly capable of doing this thing solo. And actually, I'm not sure if having a guest would make me more awkward because I tend to stutter a lot when I talk to people because I feel like I'm gonna be misunderstood. And I never seem to have a clear, stream. Yeah, see? It's breaking apart again. I only seem to have my thoughts collected when I'm sitting on my bed, when it's nighttime, like it's dark outside so that nothing distracts me. The daylight, it just sucks all my creative energy. How creative do you have to be to talk for an hour straight? Okay, not even an hour. My podcast is 40/50 minutes long, or however long I can talk without feeling exhausted. Because I seem to have a problem with actually feeling exhausted whenever I talk for a long period of time, a prolonged period of time. You could call it a social battery. Like, am I even being social while recording this? I'm just sitting in my room, I'm talking to my laptop, I'm looking at all the little gnarly waves. I'm like a surfer dude because I deal with sound waves. It's actually super interesting to edit audio. I don't do much, obviously, because I like to keep the podcast like in one take if I can, and I hardly edit, if only I really stutter badly. So yeah, I had to be honest with you on this one, and I'm not big. I don't know how to run this thing, so I'm just doing what I can. I'm doing my best. Thank you for your cooperation. But yeah, I was talking about, what was I talking about? Oh, I was wondering if just me talking to myself fulfills my social need. Because, I don't feel tired whenever I'm talking to myself. It's so weird to think about this as talking to myself because I know I'm reaching out to people. I know specifically who's listening to me. Well, not exactly. I don't know your address or anything. I don't have any data on that, but there's just some people who I know are going to listen to the podcast, such as my good friend Nora. I'm going to shout her out almost every episode. She is lit. She doesn't have any form of social media. I'm just violently peace signing at the laptop, even though I don't record video for this. I'm not going to record video for a while, I don't think. Not until I have my snail soda, which, I don't know, is basically going to be my outfit for a video. I want to have a signature outfit / character. I don't know. I don't like to consider it as a character because I'm just being myself. So I just want to put all of myself into this one image, I guess. That's what I'm going to call a snail sona, like a fursona, but a snail sona. But I'm going to talk about it a bit later. I'm just going to move the topic because, yeah, some people pointed out I tend to go from one topic to another really quickly, and it's not just because I'm talking to myself so I understand exactly what I'm saying, but even when I'm in a regular conversation, I tend to get sidetracked and tell a bajillion of other stories that happened to me, maybe that week or years ago, stuff like that. So I was talking about social battery because at some point, I think it was during the weekend, so it was after the podcast aired, or at least after I had recorded it. So, yeah, I recorded the video reacting to my friend's art. I shouted out their channel last week, or our channel. I don't know. I'm not really part of the channel. I'm just there as a guest, as an artist, because if you didn't know, I draw. I'm going to plug my Instagram for this. Snailing 2. Please subscribe. You don't subscribe on Instagram. I'm dumb. How to be an influencer? Snailing is failing at influencing. I don't even have anyone to influence. I have 14 subscribers on YouTube, and it's amazing. Thank you so much. But yeah, I'm not an influencer. I'm just vibing, doing my stuff. But yes, social battery. recording the video. We had a call with like 6 or 7 people. I think it was 6. Am I a bad friend if I don't remember who I filmed the video with? Because there were a lot of people. I didn't even know 2 of those people closely. We weren't friends. I've never really talked to them. I've probably seen them like once or twice, but I've never bothered to make friends or actually know their social media profiles or anything. So yeah, we were just gathered in this one group chat, and we called, and we had to just wait about an hour or half an hour or an hour and a half. I'm not sure. Let's just narrow it down to an hour. Let's just take it as an hour. We had to wait for an hour for our friend to join the call because he was late. Like, I don't understand. My friend Komi, my homie, that's actually how he is in our chat. He's like Komi homie. That's his name in the chat. So my friend Komi, he told everyone that we're going to record at a specific time. So, being the good snail I am, I finished all my stuff. I mean, yeah, I could even go outside. I went outside, I finished my stuff outside, we got some groceries, we got some chips, we just got some drinks. Again, my drinks are clean. I drink bleach. I don't know if I mentioned this, but someone reached out to me and just texted me, "You drink bleach." And I instantly knew that they'd listen to my podcast. I've actually been receiving a lot of kind words, but yeah, I really appreciate that, by the way, even if it's stuff like "you drink bleach," because I in fact do drink bleach, or as I told that person, some people wish I did. Yes, I'm not sick or anything. I'm just coughing to show that I'm explaining something. I don't need to explain it, joke. It's my podcast. I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, I finished stuff. I did my chores. I was at home just vibing, just being myself, and I was ready to record. But we were waiting for a friend, and so we had to talk on call for an hour, because if we let anyone go at that point, we probably wouldn't be able to gather again for like weeks. Komi is really bad at managing stuff. Like, don't be offended. And I'm not mean, it's just that that's what we do in the chat. We're mean to our friend Komi. All right. So yeah, and then we started recording. It was all razzle dazzle. Pretty nice. And I think the video is ready. By the time the podcast goes up, it might already be up. So look out for that. I'm going to link their channel once again, I think. No, I'm only going to link the channel if by the time Snaipple is supposed to go up, which is, if I take Eastern Standard Time, then that's 7 a.m. on a Saturday. My time, 7 p.m. So wherever you are, just use EST as a standard, I guess. But yeah, if it's up, then it's up. If it's not, then I'm going to tell you about it in the next episode. See? That's how I keep my audience engaged. It's a cliffhanger. Wait, cliffhangers are at the end. Is a cliffhanger in the middle still called a cliffhanger if I'm just going to keep on talking about something else? So yeah, we recorded the video, and I was so tired after that. I don't think I've ever felt that tired in my life. So what I did that day, just the overview, I went outside, I glammed up, I put on makeup, I was looking my best self, my best snail self. Like, going out is a momentous occasion, that's why I have to look nice. So, put on my best clothes, did some makeup, I was feeling pretty great about myself, still do, because I am a cutie. I'm sorry if I'm being obnoxious, it's just really hard for me to, I don't know, just, it's better that I be positive and preach self-love. Like, you should strive to be this. I sound so narcissistic. I swear I'm not, please. I really care about other people. Yeah, that's totally what a narcissist would say. I am a narcissist. I guess I should just come out like that, I guess. It doesn't matter. So I went outside. I walked a little bit outside. I had a cheesesteak. It was actually my first time in my life trying cheesesteak. Like, I never stepped foot in Philadelphia, where I guess cheesesteaks are the specialty. Yeah, like West Philadelphia cheesesteak. Born and raised. Yeah, so I tried cheesesteak. There were a lot of vegetables. A lot of it fell out onto my tray. I wasn't sure how to eat it. Like, the bread was pretty stale, or is it supposed to be like a little bit fried? It was hard, okay? I didn't want to say that because I know some of y'all are gonna be like, No, please don't use this against me. The bread was hard, and I wasn't sure how to eat the cheesesteak. But overall, I'd say it was pretty good. I rated like a 7 out of 10, I think. And then I had some ice cream. And the thing is, I started eating less. So at home, I eat less. I don't eat that much today. I had like oranges. I drank some tea. I had some coffee. But like my main meal was some ratatouille that we made. I could talk about that a bit later because I'm taking a literal 10 minutes to tell one single story. I guess it's not a story, it's just a topic I'll be talking about. You know, just social batteries or just fatigue. So I was having a good time. I overate slightly, I think, because I was feeling kind of, I don't know, you feel overwhelmed with food sometimes, you know? You don't expect to eat so much, but when you're exposed to stuff outside, and you can be exposed to a lot of things outside. So, yeah, we got that. And, yeah, and then I got home. This is so boring. It's like a fanfic. If you never tried writing fan fiction when you were younger, or just any type of writing, then 1, you're lying, and 2, I don't believe you. Is that the same point? It might be, but I don't care. You're lying and I don't believe you. Because I think everyone attempted at least some point of writing in their lives, and you would always include these minute characters. Your characters would either be super overpowered, or they would be boring. They would be as bland as a wall. I think even a wall would have more seasoning or flavor to it, because at least the wall doesn't need any description of what their clothes are, because walls don't wear clothes. You can just say, oh, it's a white wall, or a yellow wall, an orange wall. I don't care what kind of wall it is, it's just a wall. You don't need to say it wore black jeans or it had its hair in a bun, a messy bun at that. It's so boring, and you just describe the character going to school and there's not anything happening. This is the story I'm telling right now. But yeah, the point is, I finished all my chores. I finished my adventure of venturing outside. I wrapped it up. You can't finish an adventure, I don't think. And then I sat down to record a video. And I talked an hour on call before we filmed the video. It took us maybe 2 hours in total to film the video because my friend Toto, she had to take a break and do chores. So there's that. We had a little break in between. But did it help us? No. Did it help me? Absolutely not. So, and then we continued recording. And then Toto's voice recording software crashed. So we had a whole shouting fest about that. And we weren't going to refilm the video because then our reactions to the art wouldn't be genuine. We'd already seen the art. It's pretty cursed, so you have to check it out. And Komi spent a lot of time trying to make it. Or just making it, because he did make it. He didn't just try. He put in a lot of effort. I don't know why, but it's not my place to judge. Again, it's justified that I'm mean to Komi. He didn't do anything bad. He's a good person. It's just something that... It's just what makes me his friend, you know? It's just how we are. I know I said that being mean to other people is bad, but I never truly mean it, and I think I say sorry to him. Okay, what did we learn today? I'm a hypocrite as well. Just add that to the pile. That is Raymond Snailing for you guys. But yeah, we finished filming the video, and I might have stayed on call for another hour. And I was so done talking by then. I don't think I'd ever talked that much in my life. And I entered a debate competition. I didn't. My team didn't win. We didn't make it to finals, but we still talked a lot. You talk a lot when you debate, obviously. I don't think I talked that much in my life. So it really tired me out. I went to bed and I took a nap for like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. Yeah, I slept several hours straight, and it was the best nap I'd ever taken. And I think I stayed up till 2 or 3. It was an ungodly hour. I don't usually stay up that long anymore. I used to. When I went to school, I used to. I'm not going to school because we all have to stay at home. I didn't drop out. I'm not a dropout, okay? Not that there's anything wrong with being a dropout. I just don't want any false information about me on here, you know? I'm always honest and genuine. And oh so modest. I think I'm just being the most unlikable person. I really don't want to be like that. But yeah, let me continue. But I think it's actually the end of that segment topic, because the point is, my social battery, it went dry. I was so tired. I took a nap or two. I missed a movie that my family was watching. I don't usually join them for movies anymore. I know it's really bad of me, but you know, they don't listen to my podcast, I don't think, so that's what you get. It is what it is. But what else did I do? Oh, I started a topic about making ratatouille. So yeah, my family got inspired by guess which movie. I'll give you 3 seconds. Has it already been 3 seconds? Okay. Ding, ding, ding. It's Ratatouille. How did you know? You are so smart. Amazing. I have the best listeners. I really do. I'm not being sarcastic. I really do have the best listeners. But yes, Ratatouille. It's like a stew, right? I'm not going to get into it. I really love that movie. I could quote a lot of stuff from it. And I really like to quote stuff if you haven't noticed. But yeah, we made ratatouille, and you need an eggplant for that. So before I cut up the eggplant, I took a nice picture of it, and I sent it to my group chat. I was just like, look at my eggplant emoji. And they're like, whoa, that's a big eggplant emoji. It's the dumbest thing you could come up with, and you would say I'm mentally 12. I could be mentally 12. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I thought that was funny, so I thought that I would share. So, and I cut up a zucchini. I actually asked my mom, because in Russian, we have the word zucchini. Guess what it means? It means zucchini. But we also have kabachok, which I thought meant zucchini. And I'm not sure if those words are interchangeable or if kabachok is somehow different from zucchini. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I have no clue. I am not educated in vegetables. Takes me back to the time that 2 of my friends, they had a bet. They were quarreling or like dueling. They were genuinely fighting and arguing over how to pronounce cucumber. Because, as you know, my first language isn't English. Theirs isn't English. We all speak Russian. So, yeah, they were arguing how to pronounce cucumber, like the English word. One was saying cucumber, and the other was saying tsutsumber. They were so smart. My friends are so smart. I don't talk to one of them anymore, but yeah, I'm still good friends with the other. I'm not sure which one said which, but it's still a very funny story and a funny moment to look back. And I hope they knew that cucumber was the right way to say it, and they were just memeing around. But if they were really dead set serious, I don't know what to think. I hope they improved in English. But yeah, continuing with the Ratatouille. It's like a stew, right? I need to stop saying that. I need to quote something else, not just that monologue. I think it's so funny. It's the sharpest moment in the movie. It's my favorite moment in the movie because Linguini reminds me of myself. Do you see the similarities? I hope so, because I certainly do. I'm not going to point them out. Does this really make me a bad person? But yeah, so we cut up the zucchini, the eggplant, the bell peppers. I'm gonna be honest, I think I forgot to wash one of those bell peppers, but I ate most of the ratatouille, so if anyone's gonna suffer the consequences, then it's me. And I don't think anyone else is bothered by it. I just wanted to confess that I think I cut up an unwashed bell pepper for ratatouille. I don't think it was like that dirty because it was in a packaging, so I suppose it's kind of clean, but you really need to wash your vegetables. Don't be like me. So yeah, and then my family was looking for the tomato sauce because you're supposed to use tomato sauce apparently when you make ratatouille. It wasn't my idea. My job was just to cut up the vegetables. Oh, we also cut up potatoes, of course. Chef's kiss. Potatoes are the best vegetable, don't at me. So yeah, they were looking for the tomato sauce, but I ate it all because I like to make pasta for myself. Is this a session of like dirty confessions? It's like I've accumulated a stash of secrets this week, and yeah, I'm here to repent for it. I don't usually keep secrets, but shh, please don't tell anyone. But yeah. So, guess what we used? We used hot sauce. We used hot sauce for our ratatouille. It was good. I loved it. I really liked the spicy ratatouille. I like spicy stuff. My body didn't approve of the spice because it was a lot of spice. Like, it wasn't spicy, but they did use a lot of hot sauce. So, it really made my tummy be like, go sad boy hours, you know? I think, yeah, it wasn't epic, but I enjoy the ratatouille. So, props to that. And I'm not gonna stop eating spicy things. Even if I have to suffer, that's just the price I have to pay. A small price to pay for hot sauce. And I feel a little bit hungry talking about it, but like I said, I had oranges today, so I think I'm good. And it's kind of late, so I don't want to have a midnight snack. It's not even midnight yet. It's like 10 p.m., I think. I don't have a clock on me, and my software window is taking up the whole screen. It's not letting me see the sidebar. Why is it called a sidebar if it's down? Is it called a sidebar? I don't know. So, the point is, we made ratatouille, and it was spicy. And spicy in like a good way, like, It was pretty good. And I'm sorry if you can hear me clicking my knuckles. Is that what you call that? Cracking my knuckles. You don't just click them like with a cursor. I'm using a mouse to click my knuckles. If you tap on my... I wanted to give my knuckles numbers like just now so you could understand which knuckle I'm talking about, but I don't know. If you just tap a knuckle, you'll be redirected to a fan fiction site. See, that's what we call... That's not a segue. It's called a callback, I think. I'm not a comedian. I'm not educated in comedian terms. I just happen to only listen to podcasts hosted by comedians, much like this one. Except this one is not hosted by a comedian. I'm just here to talk about stuff I find funny, and I'm here to laugh for 40 minutes straight. So, yeah. And I know at least one person appreciates the way I laugh. It's actually really sweet. So, let me continue talking about about... Oh, I also mentioned my snail sona. I don't have it yet, but it's a secret for later. So I'm going to make a little craftsy thing. I might actually make a video of how I make it. So stay tuned for that, I guess, but I don't promise. I do promise a snail sona. I have an idea of how I want to dress or what I want to represent the channel. It's like a mascot, but it's just me. Can I be my channel's own mascot? Like my podcast's own mascot? I understand it's pretty pointless to be adding visuals if, one, no one watches me, hardly anyone listens to me, and it's a podcast. You don't need to look. But I guess if you wanted to, you could. So I'm still gonna do my snail sona because that's what makes me happy. Character design really makes me happy. I like to draw. So there's that. And I think you can hear my notebook crunching. So just don't at me for the way I said it. My notebook is crunching. Whoa. What a metaphor. I'm so literally cultured. In like literature, I mean. You know? I give up. Halfway through the podcast and I've already given up. I'm not gonna though. I'm still gonna continue. Whether or not it's a good thing, it's yours to decide. I hope it's a good thing because if you're still listening, I appreciate your presence. Thank you. The other day, like if we were talking about food, I might as well just mention this. My mom bought 3 pineapples and we ate them all in the span of 2 days. Yeah, I wanted to stream drawing, but my YouTube wouldn't let me for some reason. It said I needed to wait 24 hours, but I didn't have the bright idea of streaming how I draw until now, or like several days ago. So YouTube bad. I'm joking. Please treat me nicely, YouTube. Please. Thank you. But yeah, I had a little bit of pineapple. It wasn't even a lot, but it felt like a lot because if you don't know, pineapple makes your tongue go ouchy. I hear it has like a ferment or something. Are those what they're called? Yeah, I think so. So it just breaks down meat. So, yeah, it makes your tongue go hurty and ouchy. But also, apparently it makes you feel like you're gonna have a heart attack. Because that's exactly what I felt. I think in 60 years, I'm going to look back to that moment and think, wow, what I was experiencing actually was a heart attack. Because I was feeling really bad. I'm not sure if I'm allergic to pineapples. I don't want to be allergic to pineapples. It happens with honeydew as well, or like melon. I don't know if those are the same things. I hope they are. Because I like the honeydew word better. Because for melon, you got regular melon, you got watermelon, you got another kind of melon. I'm not sure how many melons there are. So if you say honeydew, 1, it's a cute word, and 2, I know exactly what you're referring to. So it happens to me with several other fruits. I think it's just like a fruit overdose thing. Am I bad if I don't eat enough fruit? Does this mean I don't eat enough fruit if eating a lot of fruits gives me a heart attack? That's a very great story, Snailing. Why, thank you. I was gonna point out how I was talking to myself, but I've literally been talking to myself for an hour every week for 5 weeks straight. How am I not insane yet? Good question. Maybe I already am. Who knows? But I heard talking to yourself is a good way. A good way for what? I wasn't sure where I was going with that, but no, I hear talking to yourself is good for your mental health, I think. Yeah, that explains why I'm pretty much doing fantastic, because if I talk for an hour straight, I end up with nothing in my brain, so I just don't think, so I don't get sad. Um, that's how I cope. Brain empty. Only sans. Because I really like sans. If you know how far that extends, good on you. But to those who don't know, I like sans Undertale. Please unsubscribe. I'm joking. Please don't unsubscribe. Please continue bearing with me and my love of sans. What? I really just made a word salad. And actually, it's not a salad. It's a word mashed potatoes. Like, you know, sometimes when you try to fry stuff and you just touch it too much with the mushy thing. My language is just deteriorating on the spot. But the spatula, a little spoon, whatever you use to cook and fry stuff with, just your preferred kitchen weapon, kitchen utensil, kitchen weapon. Imagine if you were like a ninja, just cooking. I would host a cooking show, just making pancakes, and I would be dressed up as a ninja. A pink ninja. Wait, but that's basically Filthy Frank's outfit. Filthy Frank hasn't been around for a while, so I can take on the persona of Pink Ninja. I'm gonna get canceled for this, I bet. I'm not even... I'm just starting out and I'm already canceled. You're gonna go far, kid. But yeah. Cooking. Yeah, so sometimes you just mush everything together, but you wanted something crispy and at least separate. Something of solid consistency, not a mash. Yeah, whatever happened, and it happens a lot with me, is I just get word mashed potatoes. Mashed words. I don't even mean in the sense of I combine two words. It's just that my tongue can't articulate. I try my best, I really do. But yeah, eating pineapples causes heart attacks. Oh my, what was that? Was that a firework? I got so scared for a second. My heart is racing. I was talking about getting a heart attack, and I get a literal heart attack. First from eating pineapples, and then from a firework. I think it's so funny, but I might actually cry. I'm not gonna, though. Crying on podcasts is for wimps. I'm not a wimp. I do like to cry a lot, but not in my spare time. It's not something I do for fun, and I don't think I do that a whole lot anymore. See? Growth. Development. Raymond Snailing is developing as a character. Look at me. Not crying whenever I hear a firework anymore. But yeah, eating pineapples causes a heart attack. So there's that. Oh, I spent my entire Monday working on a PowerPoint. I spent some of my Sunday on a PowerPoint as well. Also, I might just get distracted because my eye is so itchy. I'm just, bruh. But yeah, I'm gonna still try and talk about my PowerPoint hustle because I'm both proud of my work and I'm just amazed that my pure motivation, it got me through. Because listen, why I did that PowerPoint was for a contest. Who's your contact? Oh, you're working for, who's your contact? It was for a contest, and I had to make a PowerPoint about, quote, a glorious page in Russian history. So instead of dealing with war with Germany or Imperial Russia, which was like the 18th century, the 1700s, which they're both great times. They're great times for the country. Not like now. If you see, it's second in the whole pandemic ratings. So I'm not happy about that. But that's not what my PowerPoint is about. It's not about modern times. I actually chose to look at the 60s, 70s, and 90s in the Soviet Union. So it was actually a pretty interesting topic because I was thinking of making a video essay concerning... I'm not going to spoil too much because, one, I still haven't really done anything. I still need to do a lot of research. I need to watch all my movies for analysis. I need to do the analysis because, listen, what I was gonna film the video about was just talking about a little something in Soviet film because not many people know about just Soviet films or anything about the Soviet Union except like the really bad stuff that I'm not gonna name. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that because I want to keep my content pretty lighthearted. That's why I don't get overly political because it's very easy for me to get heated. It's very easy for some people watching me to get heated. Just anyone could get heated because of politics, you know? So I'm not gonna get political. This is Snaipple, not Snape politics. That was really bad. I'm sorry that I laughed. But yeah, I was gonna talk about Soviet film. And I focused mostly on Soviet film, music, art in that time. In my PowerPoint, I mean. So art during the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I almost forgot what went after 70. My math is just non-existent at this point. But yeah, I ended up really taking interest in that topic. So I'm really glad I chose it, and because I had the idea for a video, I remembered that my mom showed me this contest that I could participate in, just making a PowerPoint about a glorious page in Russian history. It was pretty cool. I'm not saying that Soviet times are amazing because I got depressed while making the presentation. I might have gotten depressed because I was listening to Tsoi, or rather the band Kino. It's a Soviet band. It was popular in the late 80s. Yeah, it's an 80s band, so I was listening to it. I knew a few iconic songs because he's really an icon. I cannot pronounce stuff. So, yeah, I grinded through those 2 days on pure motivation because I realized that the deadline for the contest was 2 days from when I actually got the idea of participating. I didn't consider participating. I wasn't gonna participate, but then I was like, what if I did? And I made the PowerPoint about the 60s, 70s, and 80s and I would focus on how it was the golden age of film. So I really focused on that. And yeah, I think I'm going to use that as a plan or a sort of foundation and base because my video essay isn't going to be entirely about art. It's just going to be focused on movies and some aspect of movies. I'm not going to name it because who knows, maybe someone is going to steal the idea from me and I'm not going to be happy with that. It's my idea. I trademarked it. I talked to the CEO of Ideas and they let me keep the idea. So I'm just going to keep it, okay? Thank you. I promise I'm not a mean person. I try not to be. But yeah, film. I was actually talking to my good friend Nora. I keep shouting her out. She's a good bean. She's a good noodle. She's very epic for listening to all my podcasts and being excited for every single episode. Yeah, I'm really glad to have her as a listener and a devoted listener at that. So I was talking to her a lot about the idea. She's in on it. She really likes the idea. And yeah, I just talked about music and I shared that with her. I find it really hard to share movies because I really like Soviet movies, okay? I'm just going to get that out there. I really like movies of the Soviet Union. I think they're very lighthearted. I mean, what's interesting is that actually censorship at that time, the censorship was most strict on movies. So they literally did not allow the movie to be mostly depressing, even if it was about the war, World War II, the Great Patriotic War, or War with Germany. So it's a really significant event. So we had a lot of movies made about the war. And yeah, the government was like, no, you can't make it depressing. And it's not supposed to depict what actual life in the Soviet Union was. So yeah, they just had to make fun, just be funny. Like, seriously, the comedies of that era are gold. Some of them are on YouTube, I think. So if you want to watch Ivan Vasilievich Changes Profession, which is a movie I watch every year for New Year's Eve, just a tradition. So if you want to check it out, you can. It's available on YouTube, actually, with English subtitles. I might actually link that specific movie in the description if you want to watch it. And yeah, so I was talking about why it's so uplifting, because they were literally not allowed to make depressing movies. The literature of that time is actually very depressing. I'm not sure if there's a lot of works translated, but yeah, I realize the problem with sharing this stuff, the problem with sharing some cultural elements, like art, it's really important to me. Music, at least, music speaks to your soul. You don't have to understand the lyrics to understand the music. And if we're talking about Nora again, I actually translated some iconic songs of the band Kinoa that I was talking about. I translated some songs for her. I let her listen, and she was impressed because we all like emo. Yeah, so just to clarify, Victor Tsoi, how do I say it in English? Victor Tsoi boy. He's rolling in his grave. He did not die for this. I feel bad. I'm a disgrace to my country, but I hope I'm not, because I want to share these elements with other people. So it's not very accessible to share cultures sometimes. I'm really passionate about that. Okay, like I'm really glad that I get to share that stuff with whoever I share it with. But yes, just check out the movie, I think, and listen to some music. And I don't know if you want to, because you probably won't. I'm just talking about my interests. I'm your background noise. You don't have to listen to me. I forgot that I don't matter, but you know. Wow, I'm getting really depressing on this episode. I think I'm going to be like rounding it up soon. Wrapping it up. I say round it up because I tend to translate some phrases into English from Russian and vice versa. When I was a kid, I used to ask my mom to literally pick me up as if I were an object, as if I were a cup on the floor. I was going to say the table, but you don't really pick. You can pick it up, but I meant more like something heavy, like actually physically picking it up. That's how bad I wanted to leave school, that I asked my mom to pick me up from school. Yeah, it wasn't fun. I feel very embarrassed about that. But yeah, I say round up because usually you round up when you gather stuff or when you're rounding up like a grade or a number. So I understand when it's used, but I just suddenly realized that the word I'm looking for is wrapping up. So yeah, I will be wrapping it up. I really hope you enjoyed this week's episode and you enjoyed me talking. I'm not sure if it was very coherent because I actually received like praise for the last episode. I'm going to mention that, but I really do appreciate any comments you leave or any messages you send me if you know me in real life. So if you're listening and you send me a message, I really appreciate that. It's very sweet of you. And I'm just overall really glad to hear that there's people out there enjoying my podcast and that I haven't been receiving any hate. The most I've received is like spam bots linking videos to just like linking maybe adult videos, I suppose those are. I'm not gonna click on those because I know better. I don't want to look at sweetgirlsonline.com. Yeah, just no. I'm not gonna. I'm very tame. I am I'm very orthodox and not good. I'm saving it for marriage. Oh my god. I'm saving watching adult content for marriage. No, I'm not like that, but like I'm also not like that, you know? Okay, I need to round up. I'm just going off the rails. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I was really glad to have you as a listener. Do tune in for future podcasts, and to make sure you don't miss any episodes, if you're on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment if you have anything to say to me. You can find me in the comments, but please don't. Please, keep it civil. I'm not going to open a fight club for comments. Fight comments section. The first rule of that is we don't talk about it, nor do we engage in it, So, yes, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. If you're on Spotify, subscribe to the podcast. If you're on Google Podcasts, subscribe to that. Maybe, I'm not sure if you can leave a review still. I'm really inexperienced with Google Podcasts so far, and I don't think anyone is listening to me from Google Podcasts because everyone prefers Spotify. So just any platform you're comfortable with, do tune in, and I'll see you all next week. Bye! I can't believe I talked about Ratatouille and I didn't even sing the song. Don't get offended at me if you're French, it's a meme. Piano, les pianos, les vitons jetés, et les autos, les hoppas, les gigeons, l'été, la douane sous les dents, les teaspoons, les dents, dans les tuiles. Ah, la vie sur